There's a 21-year-old kid sitting at the top of the PGA leaderboard this weekend, but nobody knows who he actually is. So who is Jackson Koivun? If you don't follow college golf closely, you might be asking the same question a lot of people are asking right now. Who is this guy, and why does everyone act like they saw this coming? His name is Jackson Koivun, and the short version is that he might be the most accomplished amateur golfer in the last 2 decades. And now, he's not an amateur anymore. Let's start at the beginning. Koivun was born in May 2005 in San Jose, California. His family later moved to Chapel Hill, North Carolina when he was in high school. He learned the game from his dad, George, starting when he was young enough that beating him for the first time at the age 7 was a real milestone in the house. There's a small detail, but it tells you something. This wasn't just a kid who stumbled into golf. He was playing meaningful rounds against an adult before most kids were even swinging a full set of clubs. He committed to Auburn University, and that's where the story really takes off. Koivun arrived on campus in 2023, and almost immediately, he didn't look like a freshman. He looked like someone who had been playing at that level for years. By the end of his first season, he'd done something no college golfer had ever done before. He swept all 4 major individual awards in the same year: the Haskins Award, the Jack Nicklaus Award, the Ben Hogan Award, and the Phil Mickelson Freshman Award. Nobody had ever won all 4 in one season. He also won the SEC Championship that year and was the SEC Freshman of the Year. And that was literally just for 1 year. Instead of turning pro after a freshman season like that, he stayed at Auburn. 3 years later, 3 separate SEC individual championships. He's the first player to three-peat as the SEC champion in over 50 years. The last person to do it was an LSU golfer back in the 1960s. He also won the Haskins, Hogan, and Nicklaus Awards more than once each year. This had never been done before in college golf history before Koivun did it. By the numbers, his Auburn career is almost hard to process. 11 individual victories, which is the most in program history. 34 top 10 finishes, 87 rounds under par, a scoring average of 68.89, which according to Auburn is the lowest in NCAA history. Across his final season alone, he finished in the top 10 in 34 out of 39 starts. That's an 87% rate of finishing in the top 10 every single time he teed it up. There's one performance that stands out even against that resume. At the Amarillo Invitational earlier this year, Koivun became the first golfer in NCAA history to post 2 rounds of 62 or lower in the same tournament. For context, that's the kind of scoring that usually gets you talked about for years on a single golf course. He also broke a record that had stood since Tiger Woods. Koivun set the NCAA 36-hole scoring record at 25 under par, breaking the mark Woods held for at least 3 decades. When a college golfer's name starts getting mentioned next to Tiger's in the same sentence, that's not hype, that's just what the record book says. Data Golf, which tracks amateur performance using strokes gained data going back to 2010, ranked Koivun as the best amateur golfer of that entire era. Ahead of Jon Rahm, ahead of Jordan Spieth, ahead of Patrick Cantlay, all 3 of those guys who went on to become the best players in the world, and Data Golf's numbers had Koivun's college level of dominance rated above all of them. Now here's the part that's super easy to miss. If you only look at the college results, Koivun didn't wait until he had graduated to test himself against the pros. While he was still an amateur, he had 9 PGA Tour starts, and he didn't just make the cut and disappear. He strung together 4 straight top 12 finishes. He finished 11th at the John Deere Classic, 6th at the ISCO Championship, 5th at the Wyndham Championship, and 4th at the Procore Championship. During that stretch, he shot in the 60s in 13 of 14 rounds as an amateur, literally against full PGA Tour fields. The stretch is really what set up everything happening right now. Because of his combined amateur, collegiate, and professional results, Koivun earned membership through the PGA Tour University Accelerated Program. That meant he didn't have to grind through Q School or the Korn Ferry Tour to get his card. He earned it directly based on what he's already proven. He finished his Auburn career this June by helping the Tigers win the 2nd national championship in 3 years. Then he made his official professional debut at the John Deere Classic. Multiple pros who played alongside him in the lead up to this debut came away saying the same thing, that he didn't play like a rookie. One PGA Tour winner put it bluntly, saying Koivun looked like someone who'd already had tour wins under his belt, not someone stepping into professional golf for the first time. And this week, that translated into results immediately. Koivun is at the 3M Open. In his first few starts as an unofficial professional, he's already leading the tournament. Scotty Scheffler has been making a late charge to chase him down, which tells you exactly what kind of company he's already keeping, just weeks into his pro career. So why does this matter? Because the jump from dominant college golf to PGA Tour winner is one of the hardest transitions in the sport. Plenty of players who were incredible in college have gone on the grind through years of struggle once they hit the tour. The competition gets deeper, the margins get smaller, and college success doesn't always translate. Koivun himself has already talked about the pressure directly. He said he knows the tour has a way of humbling great college players, but that he trusts his game, and that he believes that he can beat anyone out there. He's even admitted that it sounds a little cocky, but that some of the best players in the world carry that same internal belief. Whether Koivun turns into a generational talent, his amateur record suggests it's still an open question. Nobody gets to skip the part where the tour tests you. But if the first few weeks are any indication, and if the numbers from his amateur run mean anything at all, this isn't a guy who's going to take long to figure out if he belongs. And that's Jackson Koivun, 21 years old, the most decorated college golfer in recent memory, and as of this week, already leading a PGA Tour event and in just his first month as a professional. If you enjoy deep dives like this on golfers, make sure you subscribe because there's going to be a lot more coming.